Told you, the Ambazonians are clamoring for their own independence. The Biafrans are clamoring for their own independence. The leader of the Ambazonians, the Dr. To, is the very, very good friend to our Supreme Leader, and our Supreme Leader, like I already connected, linked him up to Simon Ekpa, and now the person that is the wife of Mazen Namdekano, who is clamoring also, who is calling for the freedom also, is now telling you that it is a sin for Ambazonians to look for their freedom. It is a sin for their leader to look for their freedom using the same approach her own husband is using. And because of that, she says the man is a terrorist, deserves to rot in jail. Is that not telling you that she also is against what her husband is doing? Then she led to the kidnap of her own husband, because the same thing that her husband, who is the best, a very good friend to the Ambazonian leader, is doing, started doing and introduced to the Ambazonian leader, and the man is doing today to her. The man is carrying out terrorism. That means the terrorism charge that Nigerian state is heaping on her husband could have emanated from her. Maybe she suggested it because she hated what her husband is doing and classified it as terrorism, the same way she classified that of Ambazonians as terrorism. So what else do you want to know? To know that this woman has been the real Delilah. Go and connect to how Samson was brought down by Delilah, so that you know the origin of the name Delilah we call Uche Ekwensu. Or don't you know that one of the biggest frustration of the criminals in the DOS is the fact that they don't have access to the legal team of Mazen Namdekano anymore? And as this Delilah keep deceiving you that she goes to see Onyendu, if she were going to see him, she should have access to the legal team. The criminals in the DOS will be crying and hating on the legal team. Every day they come to call names at Aloy Jimako, condemn, bully the legal team, because they are suffocated from getting information that they feed the enemy. They no longer have access to the information they feed to the enemy, and with this they are so frustrated. So if she were to have access, then they won't be crying foul like they are doing today. Are you understanding it? Are you understanding it?
Look at this screen. Just look at the screen. You are seeing something. This circular, this notification, this invitation is the core reason why you saw Dr. To of the Ambazonia, that is the leader who took over from the man now in prison, the arrest of course he is going to come out very, very soon, more than you expect. So because the brigade will swing into action. So now you can see why it is good that we are all working in that manner of iron, sharpening iron. Ebe my wete. Okay, so what happened in this act is simply they wanted to stop this circular. How? This circular is what has been passing cold in their spine. Oh yeah, to Egu. That date, 2nd December 2024, it has continued to chip in cold in their spine. They are trembling. I don't know how many of you that are acquainted with political science and go to Sun Tzu's Art of War. There's a particular principle, the Art of War by Sun Tzu. That principle of attacking the enemy where they really aren't. This is a way of passing a message to them. Attacking the enemy where they actually aren't, where they are not. So that they will be looking. That's why what our people call, the Igbo Biafrans call it Okoko Horebana Ahiju Gonu. ọkụkọ ahụgo ebe a na-ahịju ugo onu during the Christmas or your festives. Now the chicken, mother hen or cock saw where they are, bujelering ugo or obogo or any other animal onu. Then that chicken ordinarily, naturally knows that he or she might be the next. That it might be the next. Let's just use that normal pronoun. That it might be the next, or in fact, most likely, it will be the next. So, the next is me. So, when they caught Dr. Ayaba To, the message was to tell Simon Ekpa, you are the next. And of course, when you came, what you saw immediately, he was arrested. With some hours, he was arrested. When Delilah was announcing it, jubilating, she pointed directly. I think I will bring it on board. She pointed directly at Simon Ekpa that he will be the next. That was why many people are asking, so, but your husband was encouraging this man. Your husband made him popular. Your husband encouraged him to do what he's doing today. So how come you are now dancing, calling him a terrorist? Are you not telling us that you were the villain, the devil on the cross? Because people pointed at you, given many things are manifested within that period concerning you. So really, now you are dancing over the abduction or kidnap, or yes, this one is arrest, not abduction, of a man fighting to liberate his people. And you say till today you are still deceiving people that you are fighting for the liberation of it. So let me not go there. I will be recycling stories because I have a place I answered the Delilah. So now you can hear this. It is targeted at stopping Simon Ekpa, but to their greatest disappointment, they came up today and saw Simon Ekpa sharing the secular that they wanted to stop. They knew that Simon Ekpa was about, they want to see how he will catch cold, seeing that Dr. Ayaba To, his partner or colleague, is already captured. So that he could be the next. I took time and answered a brother here. So let us go today. Then, Omo Biafra, ekene mono, obochita amaru no ma. Aham kabo akpanakpana soko abamwanono abamonyi Igbo. I won't be taking your time too much, but it won't be too short either. A lot of Biafrans have raised questions to me regarding a lot of recent issues and development in our struggle. One of which is calling me to address, I think, you can see it here on the screen, some people responding to the developments, especially as regards the arrest of the Ambazonian leader, Dr. Ayaba To, the man who took over from the main leader who is keeping the fire, just like our PM to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All right, but that is not just the concerns raised. There are a lot of other questions raised, and they are calling for my attention. Yes, another issue is that someone said to me, yes, I like you, Akpan. You are doing well, Akpan, but why are you joining them, quite unlike you, to interfere in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family affair? You shouldn't dabble, don't allow yourself to go into family matters of our leader. 2, What do you see about Onyendu's comment in the court after every other thing, the particular comment where he talked about insecurity? What? Because there are a lot of shady things that needs clarification. So from that Onyendu's comment, so what are you saying about them, about that? Because that the statement was suggestive of indicting the person and activities of Master Simon Ekpa. So I need to clear the air on that. Okay. The other person asked, are you not following the Onyendu's wife, supposedly, where he has repeatedly said she visits Onyendu? She visits Onyendu. I don't know. I will attend to that also. Another concern is why is it okay? Still on that, why, if some people are recently now claiming, some of the people from Autopilot, that their Onyendu's marriage might have had serious injuries, and some even made bold to come directly accusing or saying that Onyendu secretly divorced his wife. So, do I have any thing to say about that? Another person wanted me, commented, asking me, okay, that Onyendu's supposed wife has claimed consistently that she visits, she did birthday, this one, that one, visiting Onyendu and all of that. Good, no problem. That's why are we now making case that she did not visit? Or if we are saying she did not, then that she did not, then why do Onyendu continue to allow? If we claim that she's not, the marriage is no more holding, why do then Onyendu continue to allow her to visit? That is another commenter. Then the next person said, why do we use because of Onyendu's supposed wife visited some people whom we see as the enemy of our struggle, like capital lawyer now let the Asari Dokubo, then, and also holding on to the same barrister that her husband sacked. Her husband sacked because of a lot of irregularities and betrayal. So just because she meets with these people, we just conclude she is evil. That is what the next person said, that life is not like that. Why should we just conclude because she just met? Do we know if she's trying to pacify, trying to appeal to these people to see reasons to the husband's struggle? As in, so you can understand the question. Then another person asked, okay, that why is it that why not we allow the whole matter to rest? Just allow the woman to do what she's doing. Allow the matter to rest until Onyendu comes out to clear the air. And also even calling out those of the members of the criminal DOS. So why not we allow Onyendu to come out and decide all these things? Then some other person said, why why did Onyendu say that I should elucidate on the comment from Onyendu, from that Onyendu's comment, that is why we do what we do. Why we do what we do. And I should also just expatiate on that comment, just in it. I should just expatiate why we do what we do, why I do what we do. I will make sure, and I will be the last Igbo man to be treated in this way. And because of this injustice, he is doing what he's doing. I should expatiate on that particular statement from Onyendu. Then also some other person said we should talk about this Dr. Ayabacho's arrest. Okay, I think that's where we started. Okay. Then finally, this one now is the one that came with so much concern. Tompolo. More than 10, let me not hype, let me not exaggerate. More than 10 people are calling, asking that the video I posted, Tompolo's birthday, where he used the Bamaturu's dialect, when he said something about our freedom coming this year, the end of slavery in our land, and also this year. So I should elucidate and clear why I had to relate this thing to Biafran movement. That is because that they did not hear Tompolo made mention of anything Biafra there. So you get it. Thank you, lovers of freedom. Akpan Soko here with you. Your own favorite presenter, social commentator, political analyst, and of course, the evangelist of the gospel of redemption, the gospel of freedom, of the people of Biafra. Salute. We will respond to all of this now, one after another. Okay, number one in the list of the concern or doubt inquiries from Biafran people to the table of the wilderness, Biafran table, to the Biafran Radical Freedom TV, directed to myself, Akpan Soko, is on the arrest of Dr. Ayabacho. All right, I won't spend too much time there, but I will say what is very relevant, and I'm very sure you will go home with something tangible in all that I will be addressing today. Dr. Ayabacho, as you know, is just like Master Simon Ekpa. There is a supreme leader in Ambazonian struggle, there's a supreme leader in Biafran struggle, and the two people agree. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a friend or very, very good ally of Dr. Ayabacho. As a matter of fact, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the one that popularized him, made him go viral, gave him courage, just encourage him that we are together in the struggle. Okay. And today he is arrested after he also now cemented the ties. That's between Ambaz and the Biafrans, and between himself and Master Simon Ekpa, and the two of them were going. And you can remember how he came in the limelight in this particular era. For some of you who forgot, or who maybe, if you remember, but not very vividly, how everything happened. Once our supreme leader was kidnapped, then fast forward to the election of Anambra State as one of the first significant incidents. The selection in Anambra State, then Master Simon Ekpa as a son to his father, because Agwada Amonyambombo now said, we are going to take the bull by the horn, that we are going to boycott the election. When the criminals who betrayed our struggle in the DOS came forward to eject or reject that notion from Master Simon Ekpa. Okay, Simon Ekpa said, okay, if we are going to subpedal going for that political solution, as he said, no, good, the election holding, then we will suffocate them then make them, make them loyal via we becoming relevant, that we become the ones to choose who emerges as the governor in the state. And from then it will become the case in other Igbo Biafran states, that we now will decide, we play our card very well, hold them to ransom, and make sure we are the ones that produce who becomes the governor, so that the person will be loyal to us. They sabotaged and frustrated that. Then that was one of the beginning of the struggle. Then when they called Dr. Ayabacho to come and defame or stand with them against Simon Ekpa, then the whole thing didn't go in their own way. Spiritologically, something happened. The logos was left, then the exousia, the dunamis, was subscribed, and the gentleman of fortune began to tell them that they are not representing Nnamdi Kanu in any way. After all the meetings he had with Nnamdi Kanu is this man he's talking about. Is this man introduced to us. And also they must go home with something, that if they want Nnamdi Kanu to be out, that Nnamdi Kanu has told them everything he will tell them, has done everything he will do to them, that he has already passed the table to this young man, that action is the only thing that is required, that you people should not allow anything election to hold in that land again. Then I will be leading you to the book of Numbers 23 verse 11 in your Bible, for those of you who think that maybe when you see people who believe in traditional, what we are made as the African people, you think we hate God, or because we are not exactly in the same pace with the way you go to church. So now, but we know the Bible more than you. Go to your book of Numbers 23:11. Balaam was beckoned upon by Balak, and when Balaam arrived, he was told to curse the people of God, and Balaam was induced or enticed with gifts to do so, but his tongue was already configured by heaven to do otherwise, and Balaam now began to bless the people. At any man who curses these people is cursed too. That is what happened. I don't want to stretch it too far, but for those of you who really read the Bible, you should understand that this was the case. And Dr. Ayabacho gave it to them. That marked the end of them inviting Dr. Ayabacho to their programs. They run to Kwiki Mayokun from Oduduwa Freedom Fight. Mayoku disgraced them. That Kwiki Media, I don't know how it's pronounced. And they were disgraced. Then, to cut the long story short, the Ambazonian leader now, you can see the tie from father to son, that they struggle the same cause. We suffer the same fate. We're passing through. I am going to somewhere, then by the time I get to that, you will be giving me gift. None of you have even ever given me gift. For those of you who have, I am not a beggar. For those of you who have, you need to, don't take your offering again to those people who lie to you. Come to people who tell you the truth and appreciate what we are doing. Because sometimes when we give you these things, we are not even, don't mind when I make my jokes, but also when you feel led in your spirit to do something, do. Now, connecting to the thing as it is, going forward, then the person who asked this question, that demanding for clarification, said that that these people are both Nordic. Yes, they are all Nordic. Finland, Norway. This guy is domiciled in Norway, Dr. Ayabacho. So he's been arrested. Why was he arrested? because he was pushing for the freedom of his people, that the enemies were trying to overpower them, and he said he has the ability to help his people fight the same way Ojukwu helped us. And the Enuaga, which became a necessary evil, Ojukwu never bargained for war, but it became a necessary evil, so they had to save his people, and the whole world saw what happened. Then this guy, Dr. Ayaba To, the same way Mazen Nnamdi Kanu had to, after just using verbal freedom fight, came to tell everybody that when he met a certain woman in certain UN office, that they told him, you can't just keep making complaints, you know what to do. And after that, he decided and made some research, and then came to that realization when he made a broadcast to tell us that, tell me anybody, no, there are anywhere in the world here with freedom just on that platter of gold, that it involves Ibebe. That's the origin of Ibebe we are having today. And that with Ibebe, the enemy will understand the same language Asare Dokobo spoke around 2016. That you cannot, it's not possible now. You can't be doing, around 2014, Asare said that one gunshot. So, we don't encourage violence. We don't encourage violence. We don't encourage violence. So everybody must be so peaceful. So now, Asare is not anybody to be brought in our picture. It's just I wanted to just connect to something that happened in the past. So now, the guy saying that these people all are from the Nordic. Nordic, when we talk about Nordic, it has to do with those of the people from Northern Europe, where you have the Norway itself, Sweden, Denmark, we have even the Finland itself, Lithuania, Latvia, and all of them. So now, we now talk about the other side. Yes, brother, I agree with you. Even to the point that I think you made mention of them being from Scandinavia. Of course, yes, they are not Scandinavians. Are they all Scandinavians? No. Ireland and Finland was included in that Scandinavian arrangement. But particularly, let me clear you, Norway is by the Scandinavian peninsula. But just like you have Sweden, you have Denmark, but Finland and Ireland are just included in the arrangement by people. But if we insist they are members, no challenge. Note that they are not really. But I think I have to still draw certain point of delineation so that you understand that there's no strong compartment. Now you get what I mean to this extent. I need to clear it. There is different orientation between these people and these people. They have different history. When you talk about the freedom of the Norwegians and the Denmarks, when they have their own freedom, and I used their story sometime before. Their own freedom, or it wasn't like they were seceding from any powerful person. No, they just had to say there's little historic difference. So it would be better we have our own different separate kingdoms. So now they had to go into their self. They conducted their own referendum by themselves. Yes, go and check the Norwegian plebiscite. So now, what I am trying to tell you that these people are not the same people exactly. Yeah, when you talk about the Scandinavians, they have some peculiarities of distinction. They are always with one kind of white or fair hair. They are always tall. The Scandinavians are always tall. Yes, height-wise, they are tall. And they have other peculiarities. They have blue eyes. But the Finnish people are not exactly of these qualifications. But let me deviate from that and go to another striking issue. When you talk about Finland, their temperament, their view of life, and why They are different from Norwegians, that you don't expect the same action from the Norway. What the Norway government authority has done to Dr. Ayaba To, but they will still release him. Oh. Yes, they will still release him. Even our PM will be wading into the matter using particular governments of the same Northern Europe. So now, they will still release him. Very, very, at least 60-something% probability of releasing him. Then, also remember who broke the news, who made the news go viral on Twitter. It was the person you are telling us, the wife of our supreme leader. It's okay, let's not, when it's time, we will go to the for now. Now, the Norwegians doesn't have certain history that the Finnish people have. The Finnish are part of the people that we classify as those from the Baltic Sea. Those who had the interwovenness, who once shared history with the Eastern Europe, especially with the we call them the USSR. I don't know how many of you that are up to this, who are up to date to this point. Yes, Norwegians don't have anything to do. They never had any mix of orientation with the what do you call the Eastern Europe or USSR. So now these were the people that, and if you remember, when you remember their connection with the USSR, then that reminds you that these people also were under Russia, and they fought for a long time also to have their independence again. I don't know how many of you that are connecting with me. So the mixture of orientation from the Eastern Europe. The Eastern Europe don't believe in colonization ideology. They don't believe in enforcing their view holistically. Yes, Russia wanted to use USSR to safeguard their region so that they will be more unified, that the Western Europe that has always wanted to intimidate their region will be scared. That's what happened. So now, that was why Russia was doing everything to have them all enforced into that emblem, that tie of a union. You get that now. So the orientation are not the same. The people who have mixed ideology with the Eastern Europeans, especially the Soviet Union, they don't always, due to contamination of ideology, they don't like to bow to anything that looks like pro-American or pro-Western demand, anything that has a link to Western demand. They don't always yield to it. They don't always conform to it. That is one thing about them in the Northern Europe. In the yes, those of them in the from the Baltic. So especially the Finland. Then Finland particularly has a high moral standard. They have a very high morality. So because of the level of consciousness and the morality of the Finnish people, they will never do any such thing. Especially adding that they suffered this same thing that the Biafran people are suffering. So for my brother who asked this question, I think to this very extent I've been able to clear you, I think, within or beyond reasonable doubt. Are we together? If I have done that, please, Metroma Kana share button. Metroma Kana share button. Share. So tell them. And then you call friend in it's all right. Then we must go forward. Yes, I think the next in the topics to address. The next in the topics to address here is about the Onyendu's comment. Yes, that was suggestive of according to the person that raised the motion, the concern, the question, which there are a lot of other people who listened to the gutter media of the retired criminal agents of the Zoological Republic who still claim they are members of indigenous people of Biafra struggle, the criminals in the DOS. So now, because those of them are always to turn things, I don't know if you follow the program where one caller was calling Simon Ekpa, the DOS criminals want always to turn situations upside down. When something is pointing at them, they want to turn it to the other side. Now, Onyendu said, why I am still here, or that the insecurity in the Biafran land is one thing that he abhors, that he don't like it. In fact, that those of them who are doing it using IPOB name, using his name, using IPOB name, using his name. I don't know why our people, my brother, I am not insulting you, but I am trying to insult the spirit of I am insulting the spirit of lawlessness of, or should I say, the pinchomism, spirit of pinchomism of mentality. That is small brain, obolo obele. That is what I want to insult in our people's lives. Somebody made a very categorical statement, very clear, with simple English. He was not speaking grammar. You would say, oh, he spoke too much grammar that he made you confused. No, he said that he knows the people who are sponsoring it. Of course, he also fingered that agents of government are involved, and that those people are using his name, using IPOB name. Are you saying you are a daft? Are you in Welensobu with Oyibo? Oyibo is not our own, yes, but if you have a problem with understanding English language, it's not our own. After all, if you doubt me, ask Odumeje. Anebuli Ambu Kambuli. But if you don't understand, ask somebody to explain to you. But if it is about you communicating it, it's not our language. Otobunisi Sotea is not my problem. Nasobo Oyibo. Although, when the issue or the question of leadership is involved, people who know more are expected to be in the piloting of their affairs, at the helm of their affairs. So now, Onyendu said, people using his name, please, why are you now suggesting it should be Simon Ekpa he was talking to? Or did you also want to tell me, you want me to sit down and listen to you, call my leader, the lion himself, you want to call him a coward? This is the name that scares Nigerian demons. The name that scares Nigerian demons to their very bone marrows. That our supreme leader cannot mention Simon Ekpa if he foresees Simon Ekpa as a traitor. You are saying that even when in the last court, the same busybody, the busybody amateur lawyer, who don't know when he is selling himself Toro and Afo, he don't know when he's selling himself. Look at him, his body, he's always because he want to prove. Do Maxwell have even a very good composition? Does he compose himself very well as a lawyer? Is that how lawyers speak? Don't he? At least he has worked with Aloy Ejimako for up to 3 years. Why not subject yourself to learning? See the competence, see the courage, see the competence, see the courage, see the confidence, see the expression ability, see the diction, choice of words. What you people are using today, extraordinarily extra. That man is a bundle of intellectualism when it comes to the world of the jurisprudence. He understands law. It is in his fingertips. And Nigeria will never make him a senior advocate. He will never, and he's never ever dreaming, because he is going to be. the Obada of law in Biafran land, because he has. Look at this one. Somebody, journalists are making you to bow. Every now and then, journalists makes you, your body, they tell you, you are coming to limelight. Oh, I travel to Germany. I travel. Why won't, because Simon Ekpa did not see you as a matured. This is another concern. Someone raised this, so please, if I don't know if you remind me to speak to it. That why Simon did not agree to meet him, knowing that he only sent him. So I will talk about that later, or maybe I will also relate it once and for all. Now, you see how he was. The journalists would just throw something, he will rush, he will jump into it. They will throw bone, he will jump into it. There is what they call legal baiting. Legal baiting. They will bait you. They will bait you. They will trick you into falling into the hook. Into the hook of the enemy. They will bait you. That amateur lawyer was telling the world that rushing to tell the world that they are begging for political solution. But Nnamdi Kanu never did beg for that. That was why after he made the blunder, because he is a busybody, even after everything Aloy Michael did to tell him, oh God, this is your body doing pepe. Why not calm down? Calm down. I don't want to. Oh God, calm down. Your body, you want to talk. They talk, self, you know if you talk. That's why you don't MMM. Is that how we deliver your client? There are tactics in delivering your client in law. There are tactics. You must be the masterpiece. You must be the master. You must be the master of the situation. You must be on top of the game at all time. You must be at alert. They tricked you into telling the world that we have already written. We have written. How have you written? Nnamdi Kanu said, Oga, calm down. I did not call for the political solution. It was the judge. Even in the other court case where he spoke, he also made the same, addressed the same issue. It was the judge that recommended for that. Even Nnamdi Kanu himself said, I am not afraid of, even if it requires that I stay here for an additional, I already stayed 4 years, so say another extra 50 years won't come in. He said it, you heard him. Now, still coming to the cross. I am not Nnamdi Kanu. I am not Ojukwu. I am Simon Ekpa. Don't expect me to fight like Ojukwu nor Nnamdi Kanu, because I am Simon Ekpa. He say it every now and then. The matter, yes. You saw him. That statement does not suggest anything related to Simon Ekpa. That the people who are constituting this terror or insecurity in the land are doing that using his name. And Simon Ekpa is still doing everything to make sure that this narrative does not succeed, so that people will not succeed in using Nnamdi Kanu's name to perpetrate terror. But the politicians are begging, are sponsoring tips or recharge card money. None of them is given any one, even the one they say $9 million and this one. What got to them was chickily change. Is something that some of them just started foundation of building, they did not complete. That's what we are talking about, is that these neophytes who are trying to link the statement to Simon Ekpa, because of the fact that a lot of them don't only hear go come, but when you speak any other thing beyond go come, they know they're with you again. Those who are using my name, using IPOB. Simon Ekpa, is he using Nnamdi Kanu's name? He has come up severally to clear this, that we have left the IPOB ordinaria, this ordinary, because that you can only call me a member of IPOB to the extent of the name. When you go to the meaning of the name, yes, call me in, but about the association, no. He kept hammering on this. And whenever he carries out his activity, he said, remove Nnamdi Kanu from this. I am Simon Ekpa. We are acting as autopilot when we were. And we are now today the Biafran Republic government in exile. Are you that a moron that you don't understand simple English? So how come is Simon Ekpa using the name of Nnamdi Kanu to do what he do? In fact, Simon Ekpa has always been in the media to wrestle with these demons and principalities by always correcting their quack media. That why are you people also always saying done by IPOB, done by that this is done by the Biafran Liberation Army under the Biafran Republic government in exile and also in home. Yes, there's also a customary government. So why are you people this? Go, as I said this thing, check it. You will see it is like everyday ringtone by Simon Ekpa. He called them gutter media. Why are you people afraid of mentioning that this is Biafran Liberation Army? Or this is Biafran National Guard or whatever. That this has, he will always come to say that this establishment of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the militia outfit, which Onyendu made clear that this is not military. This is just Eastern Security Network. But because these criminals who are sponsored by politicians are using it to perpetrate terror, then Simon Ekpa outlawed it. You morons, come and sit, let me teach you. Morons, come sit, let me teach you. Come sit down, let me teach you. Because you see, something. Because I don't know why you find it difficult to assimilate, to take in any knowledge. He does every day. He comes online. He is telling people. He is even proud to be the one that want to take, because he knows that his leader is in the net. If anything is done in the name of the organization that his leader create, it will be linked, it will be associated with the case or with the action. That's why he also knows. Even the Fulani child in Germany that you people choose to call Biafran child, that has nothing to do with it. He kept saying it. He said it. No matter, yes, today, but that me, Biafran child, I speak the truth. That when it comes to speaking the truth, I know. But sometimes we have to defend the side we did. But the truth is that Simon Ekpa is in charge now, not Nnamdi Kanu, and whenever he carry out his activities, he is bold. Even when some people within his fold want to beg him not to own up, he says, no, I am owning up, because he don't want to link anything, any case. He wouldn't want to heap any case on the head of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Biafran child in Mwe Fulani child in Mwe. He's the one. You have the video. I cannot be playing their videos every now and then, because they are always out to that reminds me, thank you some of my comrades who kept advising me on comment section I should have a second platform, because these people are reporting my platform every now and then. My brothers, my sisters, thank you all, my comrades. Yes, but we will have to be smarter than them. So thank you. Now, can you now, after this teaching, this class now, are you going to go outside there now to turn the evangelism to the other, to when they tell you something wrong, when you know the truth, it is now right for you to go and turn the story to the right side, then do the same evangelism. You understand? Do you understand? Good. You must copo by force. Now, why I am telling you, when they sell these lies that our people in the believers in the Biafran Republic government in exile, we sometimes ignore a lot of things. But any little information can be more sensitive and dangerous if allowed to be twisted. So that is why. So now, you that have been selling they have used to spread the wrong narrative, to twist the truth, making black to become white and making white very dirty and black. Please, you will take the message again, because if you remember, go to the Bible. You remember in the book of John chapter 4, 1 to 42, there is a certain story in the Bible. Go, book of John 4. Check book of John 4, 1 to 42. You will get the certain story from the certain woman, the Samaritan woman, by the well side. When Jesus approached her, asked for water to drink, and then she later offered, after having contested that their fathers and the Gentiles and that doesn't have this in Jews in common, and that and that and that, Jesus was able to tell her about her life. He told her everything, every damn thing about her life. She marveled. She was so astonished and dumbfounded. When she got her consciousness, she had to run back to the city. She began to evangelize. Come and see the man who has been able to tell me about my life, everything about my life. So that same passion you used, had the courage to come to tell me that I should try to connect Simon Ekpa, rope him into the comment of Onyendu, even when I know the truth, and I should leave the people who are the real villains, the devils on the cross. I should leave them and begin to demonize Simon Ekpa and his activities. Good. That same leg where you waka come here today, I am charging you. I am commissioning you now, like Jesus commissioned them in the Great Commission activity in the whole. Go and check your Bible. So now you have seen that you need to go evangelize and tell people the truth, that they should know that every day Simon Ekpa comes on board, he tells people that he is not acting. In fact, we are not members of IPOB. We are indigenous people of Biafra, in the name, to the extent of our original identity, but not to the extent of the membership of the organization that Onyendu formed for genuine reason, but hijacked by Nigerian politicians, where they implanted moles that has been with Onyendu all along without Onyendu knowing, until he realized lately, now commissioned him, Simon Ekpa. So now he only enjoys his sonship. He only enjoys his sonship. For those now who now asked me why they are saying this, is that Simon Ekpa still accept that he's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's spiritual son. Yes, I now ask them, when you say Simon Ekpa commits crime, or he commits terror, is that terror spiritual terror? Come, let us reason, because Biafran people are known for strong mental strength. Let us reason. When he tells you, I am Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's spiritual son, disciple, how does that go to imply that he is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's armor bearer? How? Are you okay? When it comes to this now, you forget that you are the one that was always bragging for command and control. Oh, structure by Onyendu put the structure. Okay, so when it comes to you now twisting facts, connecting the wrong dots, Simon Ekpa should be roped in. So, but when it comes to now to take undue glory, you are the command and control. Ndoshi. We are here. We will not allow you people to deceive anybody again. It's just because we are always very busy with work and our private activities. But we need to be puncturing the tires of your lies every day. Fellow Biafrans, are we together? Are we together? Are we good to go? Good to go. So let us continue moving this. So now we have gotten you've gotten it very clear. Okay, I think there was another concern I raised here that was not captured before now. I said I have to clear it alongside or together once. I can't remember. I can't remember what was that concern. I think because I was supposed to address it right away. It would have been very important to address it right away. Okay, but we must continue now. The next in line is someone asked. I don't know if there were two people that asked that same question, because that this woman who is supposed to be Onyendu's wife, every day she come claiming to have met or that she is visiting Onyendu. I visit for birthday, I visit for that, I visit for that. That all this visiting, are we not hearing it? So if this woman is still visiting Onyendu, do we think that Onyendu is too weak to still allow her to be visiting him if they claim that Onyendu has divorced her is real? I want to respond to that. I don't think I am supposed to take too much time responding to this, but I will give you a very satisfactory answer that you will not see anywhere to attack or argue again. Number one, she said she is the one saying, always saying, again and again saying that she has visited, continued to visit, and again visiting, doing birthday and all of that. You answered it all. She's the one saying. You that asked the question, how many times have you seen her visit? Because you have seen pictures of people who visit Onyendu and who come to court cases. Then some other person asked me, if I raise this part of the argument, then I still need to explain tire. Now that the explanation I need to do further is that when she visited Onyendu, that at least that they have seen a time when her son, her child, was embraced by Onyendu in the courtroom. So that goes to prove that she really visited. I said, okay, you are talking with Akpan Asukwo. And Akpan Asukwo is a logician, so to say. We go very well. We are the people who got blessed with background of philosophy, metaphysics, logics, and even including semantics as well. So, but then we're coming to the angle of logics. She visited. You have proven that was why you saw Onyendu embraced his son. And that same person told me in that same day visiting that there was a woman that came with her, and Onyendu hugged the son first and also hugged that woman in a sober. There was this mutual hugging that showed there was a bond, either by family ties or by social affiliation, which anyone might decide to connect to intended or existing matrimonial, but might be intended or should just be a passionate warm embrace that has to do with some serious emotions and all of that. It's okay. Then, in that same video, did Simon Ekpa pay the whole Nigerian journalists not to capture the supposed wife? Because you people know how to narrate and twist things. Probably Simon Ekpa bribed all the whole journalists there that day. But again, was Simon Ekpa also, as he was able to bribe all those journalists, was he also able to bribe everybody in the courtroom who were videoing with their phones? You go answer question, Tire. You come to logic room. Let us logic. This is the logic table. Let us discuss. So Simon Ekpa bribed everybody in that house not to capture Onyendu embracing her. Huh? Okay. Okay, so it was only that day now that you saw that. And your argument is that because the son was there, that means she must be there. And you think that is the beginning and the ending of possibilities, that somebody could be in custody of that child? Didn't you hear about different concerns that was raised as to why she had to sell the house, her husband's house, and bought another house immediately after Onyendu was renditioned? And some people came to defense, said yes, that she could have done that because the house don't cast. Say a lot of people now know that address, so they could be coming to track or harm the family. So that's why she now bought another one after selling that one. But some other person who was there said, I want to agree with Akpan that if she really did this as it is there in the public, as rumor, as true, I can't validate. But the number of persons who are coming in defense to that was suggesting that there is iota or element of truth in that. So now, if she did that, that she might be right to, do that to secure in terms of security, but also that she doing that could also imply, a change of ownership or, attorneyship. Because Onyendu don't have. Now some other people begin to raise so many other concerns. Yes, why is it that since Onyendu left, that since we saw in the court, from what you people brought forward, and Onyendu did not embrace her, that means if you say she came there, Onyendu did not embrace her, since Simon was not or cannot be able to bribe the whole journalists there, and also bribe individual people who were capturing. So, or that it could be okay that the whole people there now, Oriasi, the whole people in that court premises, Oriasi, Achoke Setiria, or the whole people say, no. Na iru yada one a camera, no ya bosadebe. Inyo yada one even oyibo. So what could be the other reason? So we have tried to dissect. We have put in the table in the laboratory. We try to see, hey, what is here? Is there anything that is missing in this practical, in this laboratory process that we are not connecting or using? So then we come to that conclusion that there is iota of truth in all this finger pointing. So now, that is with the evidence, with the argument that you people presented that I used to answer you. So if you ask me, why is it that Onyendu allow her to visit, or that since that she has been visiting, so if you take here, we take here. If you take the other place, we take here. If you insist she's visited, which from inability of anybody to capture her visits, just like you will see Soludo go there, Odiozokalu go there, they snap it. So what happened? The people that snap picture hit, or the producers of phones doesn't allow her to be captured with phone camera. If journalists don't do that. Okay, when you take the other angle, that she visited, it was all in the courtrooms that she comes and you can see from the sons, then you will also take the other side. So we have given you the angle from all faces. The response from all faces. So you can now agree with me that there are a lot of skeletons unclear. Then some other person now came forth with another level of argument that we should not use, because that this lady is visiting the people that have been perceived as enemies of our struggle. And the person now went further to tell me that these persons are not really hated by Nnamdi Kanu himself as per se, that he is only not happy with them because they betray the struggle, that he doesn't have any personal grievance against those people. I say yes, so you are right. Nnamdi Kanu doesn't have any, but Nnamdi Kanu warned Biafran people against these individuals. Those ones he came out to say when he was free, and those ones he did with his actions, which everybody saw. The people like Ifeanyi Oba, he took his time and did a lot different programs, telling Biafran people not to have anything to do with this guy. He's so dubious, he's so treacherous, he is so detestably evil. And this is where I want to do some connections now. Yesterday, your Vice President Kashim Shettima was writing as in her, he was representing Nigeria in the UN General Assembly meeting. He came to fight for what do you call him? What do you call them? The Philistines. You are the one calling them Palestinians today. I will take you to that place. I will take you to that place. The Philistines, he is calling for their, clamoring for their independence. And the connection that we will be making now is better I connect the dot and leave it open-ended. Then we will continue when I come to the topic that requires the information. So now, he is the one that is pushing. He said that is Biafra issue that we have been clamoring for is not negotiable. But he has to go thousands of miles to other country to call for their freedom, their independence. And we are here. They say our own is not negotiable. Okay, man, break. Press up, you people are coming up open every day. You want to challenge, yeah, Israel is your enemy. You will deal with Israel. Don't worry. You will know that Israel has a stand in our matter. Israel has a stand. We have to tell you this time. We don't want to hide it again. Israel has a stand because you had a stand in their issue. They have a stand. And in months to come, you will begin to feel their stand. Duka duka. You know duka duka. Very soon you begin to feel duka duka. Because now, let us come to the connection that we are making. Look at this picture. Look at the other picture. Look at picture. Look at picture. This is Ifan Yoba, now dead. Ifan Yoba, I am supposed to say of blessed memory, but I will not be realistic. I won't be telling myself the truth because I don't think he's of blessed memory. Yes. The other person would even say it's of cursed memory. But I don't want to take any position again. Let him be. This is Ifan Yoba with the most dreaded hater of Ndibo, Kashim Shettima. And he is always very active to condemn, come out open. We have shared Kashim Shettima's document where he stated how they are going to deal with Igbo people. And we tried to beg YouTube to make sure that thing goes viral so that the world will see how the plan of the Nigerian, the people that Britain surrendered Nigeria to, how they are always planning on how to eliminate. Is that fair, YouTube? YouTube, this is not fair. We do this, we try to share that program when he was making the threat, saying that they are in affiliation, they are in agreement in this evil against the Igbo people with the Yoruba people. We try to beg you people to make it go viral so that the world will know and come to our rescue. You refuse to do that. It's not fair. Couldn't happen, fine. It's not fair. You feel bother of fair. And I'm Gucci these days. So now you can understand that these pictures you just watched is about Kashim Shettima, his deals with some Igbo political elites. And this man is in the forefront, Ifan Yoba, now late. Now, this same Ifan Yoba is the one that this woman that says she's Nnamdi Kanu's woman is always running to. When she don't physically run, she is praising her using the social media platform, praising him. Now, you can see what we connect, what we are trying to connect. Now, this man that she is praising is the one that is having deals with the Ifan Yoba you are running to. Apart from the deals, whatever that man stands for, which is the man always supporting his people to call for the head of Simon Ekpa, you are also always doing the same call against Simon Ekpa. Even when issues that are far away from us happen, you connect it to Simon Ekpa, like you just did about the case of Dr. Ayaba To's arrest. People are just be following so that we connect the whole things and in truth and in spirit. So let us keep on connecting these things. Hello. Are we together? Then she kept on meeting everybody that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out to talk about. And Nnamdi Kanu don't defame anybody. Even when the people that are even evil, after a while he tells you to forgive them. Because he's a very good man. Very clean-hearted. Now, Nnamdi Kanu again came to tell us that Asari Dokubo is a no-go area. That it's even better you deal with Ifeanyi Oba than dealing with Asari Dokubo. And guess what? This is another person that the woman that says she's Onyendu's wife ran to. We don't want to bring the fact that the woman did a lot of evil things, like when the indigenous people of Biafra calls telling the world about the health condition of our leader. She is the one always coming to suppress the news, telling the world no, that her husband is in good health, very hale and hearty, very strong and able and capable. She's the one that is always doing that. I hope you're following. Good. Now she met with Asare. If not that, due to Asare's talkativeness, he might not defeat day. Asare now can't talk. As he be with him and this woman. I hope you are following this. Good. Let us continue. Next person that Onyendu forbid, or in the line of the people that are not supposed to, that has Onyendu in fact detests and abhors because of their action, is Caro White. This is the man that was sacked by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Sacked as a legal counsel because of his evil. That is the best person, the best of friends to this woman we are talking about, Caro White. Even when Onyendu have sacked this man, she is still coming online to hallow the man, to respect, to dobale for the man, to tell the world that this is the leader, the legal council, is the leader of the Nnamdi Kanu's legal team. Because that man is up to something very, very, very evil. Now, she also, because when a man is very, very evil, you are with him, that means you become evil too as a woman. And because you can't, since you are not questioning the man, you are not calling him, talking him out of that lifestyle, doing nothing, you are evil. Right. So, Caro White, we cannot just leave your own matter like that. Onyendu now discovered that this man, the colleagues legal counsel told Onyendu that this guy he made videos. He said he was going for security meetings in his name. That he was having security meeting with Southeast governors in his name as a stakeholder also. When Onyendu heard that is why when you are always hearing Onyendu saying that those people who say they are doing in his name, Caro White was telling the world as a way of convincing people to still remain with the DOS, that they are the right people because they are the ones that allowed him to use the IPOB to advance his political interest. Now, when Onyendu got to that information that Caro White was telling Biafrans that, do you know what he's doing for us? That he was as a stakeholder, as a nationalist, as a Nigerian nationalist, as a stakeholder, and not just in his capacity as Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. Onyendu say, Onyendu sacked this guy 3 times. 3 times Onyendu sacked him, he refused. Until this one now came. Alayo Jemako, take over. And this one no say, Alayo Jemako no be somebody to toy with. is not the type to toy with. That you are going for security meetings as what? How? As what? How? Are you one of the good lawyers in Biafran land or what? So what's down enthroned you? What catapulted your status to that of a principal stakeholder, big principality? Your man principality. So when Simon Ekpa was trying to do all the connections of evil in our land, pointing at that guy, White, you people don't understand what he was saying. Onyendu said, this guy is a traitor. That's why Onyendu keeps saying, for those people, because I am not outside now, for those people who are still using my name, even after I have sacked them, they are still using my name, using the name of IPOB and working. And they should remember that he, Onyendu, already told them that he is the one that appointed all these coordinators, because they are people that work in truth. They are truthful people. That's why I appointed them coordinators. Why is it that immediately I get these people were sacked by the DOS that this Unoshi criminal is working with? How come that Onyendu's wife, who we want to stay as suppose she is, how come she is identifying with the villain? Only villains, people that are perceived villains by his or her husband, that are the people that she chooses to work with. Why? Remember, we want to also touch something that we forgot. When she told you that she is always visiting, or that she is still with Onyendu as a wife to him, why is it that when Onyendu hears certain things that are happening outside here, Onyendu will always call one of his barristers to go and address this? When Onyendu was still trusting White, that White was boasting, I am one of the Kanu's most trusted, he was sending White to go and deliver certain messages. So how come when there is mixed feeling among Biafrans about his wife, the question in the marital status and the other questions of of mischief, or should I just call it about infidelity related? So how come Onyendu never try to address that? When coordinators were sacked, Onyendu wrote. When this issue was raised, Onyendu spoke through Nemeke Jofo. When the integrity of Simon Ekpa was embattled by the criminals in the DOS, Onyendu spoke through his barristers. When the question of Simon Ekpa, having sit at home, because Onyendu was pressured to say something, Onyendu spoke. He spoke through them. So why is it that it is time for Onyendu to clear the air about his own name? Because he said, if we embattle the woman, we should know that it is a disrespect. We are indirectly embattling Onyendu. So why is it that Onyendu will talk about every other? So all this other issue is more important than his family? I'm asking you. You are the one to answer. I am asking you. So if you raise any of these related concerns, about the legitimacy of she still being the wife of Onyendu, about she visiting Onyendu, and this other related, these are the answers we are also giving you again. So why don't Onyendu respond and mention? Onyendu will talk about different people, different other people from different places. Onyendu don't want to mention that one. Or why people are bringing message, cannot send this one, send this one. The journalists even. How is it that not journalists, not Kanu, not barristers want to talk about? So the journalists all hate this woman. We are not talking about hatred here. YouTube, please, disclaimer. Let us have understanding. Let us be specific here. We're not talking about this, and we are only narrating some stories. We have some narrating stories that relate to our existence. So now, you understand me? I want to believe. Thank you. Good. So now, why is it that these things are happening this way? Onyendu, Onyendu, Onyendu. How are you now still trying to tell us that Onyendu is still working with her? As one, yeah. All right, let us not even allow that one to take all of the day. If we remember anything to add to that particular topic, we won't hesitate to come to shed light on it. So then the people that said we should not dabble into this affair, we should wait until Onyendu comes out, then we'll address it. Then I want to call your attention to something. Onyendu said there in the court that she is not afraid. He is not afraid that he has stayed 4 years. That if he stays another to the 5th year, that it will not kill him. You heard that? That is to say, Onyendu is not ready to give up, which make him the Samson of Biafran people. The Samson of Biafran people. Samson doesn't give up. The Samson, the Nazarene, the Danites, because from the tribe of Dan. Samson, the great man, the warrior, the defender of his people, and all of that. He came to defend, to stand for his people, and that same thing Nnamdi Kanu said in the court. I know why I tried to bring it from this perspective, so that we have another thing to discuss, to talk. So now, we want to wait. They say we must wait until Emenke comes out so that he will clear the air. It's about the family of Onyendu now. It's about the supposed wife. It's about a sensitive issue. So we must not dabble into that. We must wait for Onyendu to come out. So even if Onyendu is coming out anytime, you never mind. It doesn't count. We can still remain like this, After all, so far no see from family Onyendu know somebody who had something with Onyendu in common, or is still having. So she's covered. The minute I cover where. So if she should continue destroying the name, the struggle, defaming the person that is holding the fire, we should just allow her to keep on defaming, destroying the struggle. So I don't know if that's what you people are suggesting too. But if that is what you are suggesting, please tell us in the comment section. If that is your opinion too, let us know that in the comment section. So then we must also, go into why Onyendu made a certain speech, a certain comment there that day, where he said, that is why we do what we do. That is why I do what I do. That because of this intimidation, subjugation, that I am doing what I am doing here today. Because I want to liberate my people from this. And he continued to say that I will be the last Igbo man that will face this humiliation. That he is doing what he's doing for his people today. It's because of this subjugation. That this insult, this embarrassment, that it's not something that anybody can take. That is because of all these things that he choose to do what he's doing. They do what they are doing, choose to set free, liberate his people. That he will be the last person to face this kind of subjugation. They said Simon is fighting a wrong battle. If he doesn't fight the same way you are fighting, for those who are really fighting, how does that mean that he's not fighting? We must advance this course. This elucidation, or we must advance it. So when you asked me, brother, about if Simon Ekpa might be, what is our fate? Because see, this is what this brother said. Because I had to screenshot it so that you see, it's a very sensitive current question in my platform, so I have to give it attention. Number one is that before I give you the history of the difference between the government, their history, their foundation, their their temperament, their background, that does not allow, or that will not support any argument that since this happened to this person, this will happen to you. Before I give you that part, let me give you this clear that has to do with the personality of Simon Ekpa, his place in the state. Simon Ekpa is an individual that has a royalty in his blood. From my findings, Dr. Ayabacho is not a royalty. Simon Ekpa has a natural Ikenga. You understand? And also, Simon Ekpa, as an individual, has that trace of Nazarene, that Nazarene trace blood in him. I will elucidate on it when I want to talk about that Nazarene blood and Nnamdi Kanu and the connection that I try to draw, the nexus I want to draw between his person and that of Samson. Now that Nazarene blood, Simon Ekpa, that is what we choose to call in our own place Ibobo. Ibobo. He has some spiritual force that is associated with him from his childhood. He has some spiritual Ibobo and the Ikenga nwokeji adile nwokeji emefe. When there are some spiritual things, then the one that manifests ability of man in the physical, that's when we talk about Ikenga. Now Simon Ekpa has this in fullness, and as a young man now who began to also jebi jekwa, so he developed this to the extent that it is strong. So don't say God is involved. Yes, whenever anybody is doing anything in the interest, in the safety of his people, God is involved. No matter if you choose to say that you do juju or not juju, the power in the juju is owned by God himself too, if any way you want to take it. So now Simon Ekpa has a very strong Ibobo. Again, Simon Ekpa now with the Ibobo and the Ikenga, all through his life has been about development. When he was in Nigeria, he was developing himself until he became Nigerian athlete, winning things at different levels, medals. Now he went to Finland. That being a leader, a winner in the forefront, that is part of his nature. Before you know it, he enrolled in the military. As he enrolled in the military, he did exploit. In the military, he did exploit. Then in the Finnish army, I'm talking about Finnish army, he did exploit. Although due to his athletic strength, then as and also the Ikenga Ebube, that is Ebube Okeji, now everything added up. Then he didn't want to be an idler. No time for him to joke. That's why you see him when Ochi Nusaya or Gotribu war here, or while war. Anyway, then you see that he didn't want to have any idle moment. He enrolled in university there. But you saw he was through. He furthered, he did masters. I think he did a course in UK, in US, advanced. He did PhD in US. He didn't rest. He's an immigration lawyer today. He taught in university the same immigration law. And he wasn't satisfied. He felt he still has age in himself, by his side, to do more things. He enrolled into Finnish politics. And his connections. You remember that even the the former president that just left office was his man. The current Alexander is also his man, manest man, like seriously manest man. So, and you have seen different Finnish parliamentarians, legislators that are his friends. So, when you talk about government is not spirit. Government is individuals, is human being. That is why when you see the policy of a government, it is the advancement of individual interest. Collection of individuals, their interest is what manifests in the national or local policy, as well as the foreign policy of a nation. We talk about government. It is individual, those state actors, those individual actors in the state, political actors, not state actors, those political actors. So, what now becomes the foreign, or what is projected now as a government policy, is a product of ideas, the personal idiosyncrasies of certain individuals who are privileged to be in the corridors of power, or who are the shakers and movers of both economy and political ideologies of that state. So, my brother, conceive no fear. If it was possible, Musa wouldn't be crying on the media, over the media every day. If it was possible, the Senate wouldn't be crying every day. If it were possible, you won't be seeing Shetima and all of these people wanting to have Simon Ekpa's neck. And of course, as they are fighting him, he's fighting them. That is why yesterday Shetima was there. He wants to make sure that he's advancing their cause, and he wants to make sure that Biafran cause is tied permanently. That is why he wants the Philistines, that you call Palestinians, independence, and your own should not be discussed. So now you see that Simon, at this point you have seen that Simon is a different person. So let us take to the other dimension of it now. I will follow him. Let us now listen to the other dimension. Coming to address the question from different people, because since that video we have seen up to 10 to 12 people who responded to that, with that dissatisfaction. One person today called me. That person called me. He took time to to discuss with me that he came with so much excitement when he saw that post from me, but to his disappointment, he listened and listened again. That even though he heard, yes, Simon is saying this year we are going to have our the freedom of Biafra starts this year, and Simon says this year, and says also we are ending slavery, but that this man never mentioned, Tompolo never mentioned that word Biafra, so that this freedom could mean, and also you heard the name his father. So that is what I have come to address today, so that it will be laid to rest, because I did a video also responding or reacting to it also, but a lot of people were not satisfied. That's why I'm doing this one now, to clear it finally. Tompolo said, my father is coming. These are one of the things he said there. Tompolo again said that our freedom is coming this year. That goes to agree with Simon Ekpa saying our freedom is coming this year. Tompolo said that yes, that we can no more be slaves again in our own father's land. That this is the end. This year will mark the end of our slavery. Simon Ekpa said this year will mark the end of our slavery. Then the big question is, why is it Simon Ekpa saying the end of our slavery this year and our freedom starting this year? And Tompolo is saying the same thing, these three keywords. What kind of coincidence? Does Tompolo bribed by Simon Ekpa? No. Was so maybe you might say Tompolo do listen to Simon Ekpa's program, but nobody has any no authentic information in that regards to say he listened. Yes, he might be listening. After all, you will say when he came to rescue Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he wasn't involved in our IPOB struggle then. He wasn't like Asare Dokubo trying to be relevant. No, he felt that it was when Onyendu was kidnapped that he felt that he had been listening to this Onyendu, and he is convinced that this is the only person that will be good. I have answered this your question now perfectly. When Tompolo came to rescue Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you remember what he said? He said that this is the... Maybe I should play that Nnamdi Kanu's voice note here. Yeah, so I should do it. I should look for it and add it here. They said that this is the person. He is convinced that this person carries... He is pregnant of our freedom. That this man is fighting justly to end our slavery. To end our slavery and grant our freedom. These two words came in from Tompolo when Nnamdi Kanu was piloting the affairs. He never for one day showed up to participate in anything IPOB, just even ordinary by the way of comment, even social media comment. He don't, because he's not a social media person. He don't talk. He's so sacred. That was why none of you had to even ask questions. Why is it that there are many other Ijo militant leaders or Creek men, leader squads or squad leaders? That's why is it that it's only him that the government of Nigeria had to go to? No, they will take a Tompolo, Ateke's pipeline, give Asare, give this one, give boy, give. And at the end of the day, even on one side, it was taken up. So now that nobody is, asking why is it so that they had to give him. They had to give him because he's a very strong man. If you take his own and give Asare Dokubo, if he roars, Asare Dokubo will be finished. So when he came, immediately he roared and had to strike and let hold on the vessels in the sea. Did carried out his activities in the high seas. And what happened? The federal government came begging, Oga, waiting the problem, waiting we go do. He said that Nnamdi Kanu is the man that carries the burden, the vision of his people. He should be released immediately. Because at that point, the former lawyer, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer then, his shoes, all his 4 pairs of special shoes, the soles already were chopped off. The soles of the shoes of the former lawyers were chopped off. Because they were going to court every day. They were tired of going to court. Now, Tompolo came. Just one action he was listened to. Again, when it came to the whisking away of our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Tompolo came again. So, was he part of the game? Did you ever hear him mention Biafra with his mouth? No. I don't even want to elongate this story at all. Again, I don't want to elongate it. It's for you to understand whom Tompolo is first. Tompolo didn't want to make case, elongate the issue. He didn't want to do that. He just had to take it easy. He didn't have to come up to say, measure. That is why, even in your house, as a woman, in your house, there are times your husband will do many things against you. You have this husband that find it difficult to say sorry. Some people don't have, they don't like to come out open to say things. But before you see him in the evening, he has showered you with gifts. Ordinary sorry would have solved the problem, but he even go to do more things, but he doesn't have that style of saying sorry. He feels his manliness is belittled if he says sorry to you. But he can go to, bribe you with anything. So you get that now. Tompolo is in the class of the people who don't want to talk too much. It's not that he doesn't know how to talk. Asari that is always coming to talk, what does he know to? Is he not the one that he will be talking and be sleeping? He will be talking and be sleeping. So now I want also to remind you that I have answered this question very well now. That when he mentioned his father, he said, when you were hoping to hear him say Biafra is coming this year, he said, I will not say Biafra is coming this year. After all, the money that I will use to acquire the Ngwaro that we will need, when we say it's coming this year, we know that we are going to face confrontations. That is what Tompolo said to us. We will be facing confrontations. So the Ngwaro for the confrontations will be acquired with money. And I am still handling contract with this government. So let me not start this early morning to have challenges with the federal government of Nigeria. But I will be saying what I'm saying in different way, and my people who knows me, those who have here, who are in the spirit, will understand and prepare alongside me. But those who are efulefu will not understand the things of the spirit, because it is their business not to be spiritual. It is their fault, not Tompolo's fault. So now that he cannot go now to begin to, make the government know his stand. After all, you remember that some people from your region who did not become Nigerian president was because of the comments they made. Yes, the one who was Alex Ikweme, he made the comment, oh, when I become president, I will do that. President Goodluck Jonathan was not allowed to go again. He said, when I go there, I will deny them oil block license and all of that. So Tompolo now prepared your mind, because you think that the Bible you read is just for the story's sake, or that it can only, that the only stories that can be documented is something that happened in the time of Jesus or in the time of Abraham. No, the history is repeating now. You understand? Parables were used by Jesus. Parables are used again today by Nnamdi Kanu, by Tompolo, by Simon Ekpa. Parables. That was why, go and check all the 40 different things that were sensitive that Jesus talked about. It's not that Jesus doesn't know that he had the powers to. When he told Peter, shed your sword, it's not because he don't know the importance of sword. After all, it was Jesus that told the disciples, if you don't have sword, it is important. And if you have 2 pairs of suit and you don't have even 1 sword, you need to sell 1 suit and get sword. Because in his time, sword was gone. There was no gun, it was sword that was only used, and arrows. So we don't incite violence, we encourage peace. So that's why we are preaching the way we are preaching. We are saying so that YouTube will not think we are, violating policies in any way. No, thank you. So now, Mazi Tompolo was now bringing forward these things that we can communicate using parables. My father is coming. Before, will his late father come back? Are you expecting his late father to be the one that is coming to give him freedom? When he told you already that he was born in a mysterious way, that it was in the Adolfia there that he was born in mysterious way, on the demand of his mother to the deity. And you remember about the spirituology, the spiritism, this spiritism involvement in the birth of certain people, mystery, let me not use mystery, the mystery involved in the coming into this world by Tompolo, by Nnamdi Kanu, by Simon Ekpa, connected to the mystery of Samson. You read in the Bible. The Bible told you Samson was a Nazarene.
The strong man in the land of Israel. He is from the tribe of Dan. Nnamdi Kanu is the strong man defending, protecting, and if you must remember, as at this time in the land of Israel, the Philistines were controlling the affairs of the Israelites. And the Philistines you are talking about today are the name that have been changed to mean Palestine. And today, they are trying to do the same thing they were doing to oppress the Israelites, and today the narrative is changing. The Israelites have become so powerful to withstand all their aggression, and as you are seeing the case, it is no more getting funny with them. That is why you see all their friends, those people who hate Israel are the same people who hate the Biafrans. And the Delilah you are seeing in the sheep clothing is the same people, Delilah from the same people. Delilah was after all a setup. Yes, Samson was a great man, but Samson was tricked into seeing Delilah as the beautiful apple. That is the same way our supreme leader, as the man, as a Nazarene, he was or he is. In his all his exposure, he was tricked by Delilah, and Delilah is still the Delilah. So you can see that we are not just bringing in anything because we just want to bring in. We are connecting to the realities of the issues of life. Delilah was used to tempt the great savior of his people, and today the Delilah is here again. This is how history repeats. If you remember Adnoah, the father of Samson, and you remember there was also a man they called Noah who came to save his own generation. So there is a way history connects to things in a mysterious way that people can't explain. This is why we are here to demystify certain keys. We unlock certain mystery. You are not trying, you don't try to see if there is any link between those kind of people who appears to be the ones that saved their generation. Ojukwu was a royalty. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu a royalty. Simon Ekpa. And these men are spiritual. Can't you connect that these things has a way of influencing what we do? And when you come to this Ojukwu, when it comes to the issue of marriage, these people all had a way of having or trying to avoid, when they see there is issue with marriage, trying to keep those things silent. Did Ojukwu bring forward the issue of his marriage or erstwhile wife? No, these are things that the leaders don't want to bring public. But you see the busybody of Delilah. The busybody of Delilah. Do you hear about Simon Ekpa's marriage? Why didn't you talk about Ojukwu? It was after Ojukwu had succeeded that he begot another maiden that you call Bianca. He got in terms of marriage. So we must understand that there is always this kind of issues amongst those people who become or who come to save a nation, because they are still mortal. They have human feelings, so they might fall prey to these things. But that they fall prey to this does not mean that a people will abandon them, because they are beyond just a husband to an individual or a father to just their undirect children. They are father to their nation within that period of their reign. You must understand and grow with this reality. That is why you can't say, oh, it is their private. Yes, if we allow it, and the Delilah don't want to rest, and she is still hell-bent on destroying whatever we stand for, you mean we should fold our hands and fold our arms and wait for her to destroy everything until Onyendu comes out? And you knowing too well that Onyendu is not the type that will compromise, that he must get what he's going for or what he's in for. He must get it. So whenever it lasts, we must allow Delilah to keep destroying everything, blackmailing. No, you are wrong. We are right. You must understand it from this viewpoint. You are wrong, we are right. That Onyendu have been made so much offer, and Delilah had always wanted Onyendu to accept this big offer and ask Onyendu, don't you want to be rich? Do you like what the Obasanjos are enjoying? Is it a sin if you are the one enjoying it? And Onyendu insists no. Now Onyendu begin to refer, some of you who don't connect spiritually with Onyendu. Onyendu said, I can remember what happened when Yahushua was taken to the pinnacle of the mountain, and he was given the very tempter Satan came and showed him around the beauty of the world, and told the Jesus, the Yahushua that owns the world, that if alone you can turn this bread, turn this stone to bread, then you will have access to all of it. And Jesus marveled and laughed at the Satan and said, you must be a lunatic. These things are after all my own already. And the Satan went back and came up with another coin. He said, okay, if you will go, just look at the beauty of this whole universe. If you will bow down and worship me, all these things will be yours. Jesus looked at him again and said, you are a very big clown. Look at you. He said, get behind me, Satan, for it is written. First he told him, man shall not live by bread alone. I told him, it's only you that will bow and serve thy Lord thy God. So how come that we own all the oil well and you want to give me one of them? If my brothers, younger brothers, made the mistake of accepting the idiotic stance of becoming a god, mere god, to their own mother's pot of soup, they will be giving guns. These people, the Fulani Janjaweed, they have their own natural resources. Nobody's talking about it. The one in your own home, the Fulani, they eat their own alone and come to you and tell you, do you know what? If only you will accept this gun and this pocket and some pocket money, then you use this gun, secure this your mother's pot of soup. Whereas they are enjoying their own mother's pot of soup alone. No? And then the Kanu said, no, that if I stay additional 1 year here, it will not kill me. If I stay the 50th year, it doesn't matter. So I am not going to bow to this. And Delilah was so offended. Then Onyendu said, oh, you woman of little faith, get ye behind me. That is why even after Onyendu ran away, when he left Israel, he went to America, he went to Germany. When he left Germany, he came back direct to Africa, to Kenya. You have seen the revelation from the family members. And since then has not met with Delilah. So when you see people telling you that Onyendu secretly divorced, we kept it silent. We kept it mute on the ground all along because we don't want to bring his matrimonial affiliations to the public light because he doesn't want it. But the Delilah is running too speed that she can be too destructive to the good intention of the good man. That is why it is becoming very imperative that we begin to let loose a little bit of the cans of worm, because there are many voice notes that will be played and you will marvel. But for now, I suppose we have been able to drive home this point and prove them beyond reasonable doubt that you, even if you have a problem with your thinking faculty, this alone should be an antidote to those challenges there, because we have been able to use our broom very, very diligently to clear off all the cobwebs from your cerebral hemisphere. And to this we can say au revoir, mon ami.
Are you not up to that date? Because if you're not up to that date, you are lagging behind. I need to get you up to date. You need to get, because why it is good that people who are enlightened are in the forefront of this thing. All of us, we need to open our brain. We don't need to go to, a lot of pastors you know today did not go to school, but they are reading the Bible, and a lot of them are deceiving you with the Bible because they learned that you are too lazy to read it. And the Bible is with simple language. So when you get the story of certain stories, now using that of Delilah, when we called Delilah, some of you didn't want to accept it. But at the end, you will see that Delilah is Delilah. Delilah was Delilah to Samson. There's this other Samson in Nnamdi Kanu today. So that spirit in Samson has fallen upon flesh. As it fell on Nnamdi Kanu, a lot of people who were also, because Ndi was in Ambosa, then Nnamdi Kanu now began to identify other people who came with that also, that same spirit of greatness and liberation. Then Tompolo is the one to liberate his people. If the leadership will come from the angle that Tompolo will be spearheading affairs of this governance from that angle, while this other men from this other angle, it's likely going to work like that. We are going to liberate our people. Were you expecting his father to come back to give freedom? No. Is there any slave master in Bamaturu? No. Is there any what do you call it, colonial master that is stopping or holding the freedom of Bamaturu people? No. Bamaturu people are not having any foreign power. They are not having any slave master having them. The only common slave master that all of us have is that same slave master we know. The colonialists and their instruments who have their foot on ground here, the caliphate. And the way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put the spit in the mouth of Simon Ekpa, and the way Simon Ekpa said it, that we are going to have our freedom this year, we are going to be free from slavery this year, and he said it is this year. Tompolo said it is this year. Tompolo said it is end of slavery. Tompolo said it is beginning of our freedom. So we are still waiting to hear where Tompolo will call Biafra instead of saying my father is coming. It is Biafra that he was illustratively telling you. It's an illustration, it's figurative. He was being proverbial, or was using parable. Was using parable. That is why when you see all the 40 parables in the, Jesus had to use them, because sometimes you have to unlock, you have to lock the keys not to be too easily accessible. Man, you get it to this point. I'm sure you are getting something at this point. Tompolo, you don't expect a man with that spirit of Nazarene. When you hear about Nazarene simply, yes, the Bible, if you go through the Bible from the way the Bible captured this, as I told you in the book of Judge, you can see that the Nazarene was having defined things to do and not to do. Then it is a maintenance of holy ordinances or holiness. It's a maintenance of holiness. They should not be even anywhere that there's any dead body or corpse. They should not come close anywhere with a lying tongue. They should not drink alcohol. They should leave their head natural and virgin. The way God has made it, that way they will be in control of the powers. And their coming in must be mysterious. Nnamdi Kanu came in a mysterious way. He was born in the forest during the Nigerian Biafran War. Mazi Simon Ekpa was born similarly, almost in the forest without a midwife. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's mother was delivered without a midwife by some spiritual beings who appeared in the likeness of man. Now, if you remember the case of Samson, and the angel appeared in the likeness of man, and the wife to Ranua was telling the husband, that is the father of Samson, that your maiden, your wife, was visited today by some strange man like that. See what he told me. The man was marveled. The man said, okay, is it true? If this was what happened, that person appeared, and this angel that appeared, you will appear again, so that me also will see. You know why? So that when they tell you, oh, this one we see all these testimonies, fake testimonies you see in your churches, when they tell you certain stories, tell them, okay, no problem, I'm bringing another person, this testimony need to happen again. And the Bible said when the man Ranua came, told the angels, and the lady, the wife, went in, and this angel appeared again. So if you tell them that they said they did it, okay, I'm bringing somebody I know now, that person have also suffered, so you are going to heal this person, so that we know. Because the angel will always come. The angel doesn't do one time work and stop. No, it must come to do another one. You understand that? Are you following me? Good. Now, from the things you have seen, evidently, do you think that it is only Samson that had this mysterious power that has never end? Now, Samson, you know, in the Bible, possessed this strong power. That was why we tried to link you up to the truth that the woman that has become Delilah remains Delilah. because it was only Delilah that will, in the happy time of the husband, try to get out vital information and take to the enemy, just like this woman that we are talking about did to her husband, taking information to the enemy, just only identify with the enemy of her husband, supposedly, or so to say. So now you can understand why we say what we say, why we are doing what we are doing. Are you not following me? You need to follow me, man. You need to follow me. So now you can see that the Delilah was deliberate in selling her Lord. Are you getting that now? Mazi Tompolo did not need or don't need to come and tell you Biafra is what he's talking about. But if you are in the spirit and conscious in this struggle, you know he was talking about Biafra. Because his earthly father is not going to return again. His earthly father is not going to come again. He's not going to do anything again. Once he already kicked the bucket, he has gone into, he can only, when you commune him, can only, maybe get some things, extract certain informations in, maybe through the aura. That's about the metaphysical world. Let me not dabble into it. Now you can see that Tompolo, as a spiritual man, was or is always acknowledging Nnamdi Kanu's generality of acceptance, and I think that should be the best for now. And it's okay. Thank you all. Thank you, gentlemen of the press. After we have answered this particular question, so we want you to ask more questions. We are waiting. Ask more questions.